Welcome back to Robo Pit. We are rank 17, very near the end of our journey to climb the ladder. So for the end of this, I figured I want to do something a little bit different than poke everybody with a lance. So I did what I had been doing, which is you double equip whatever it is that you want to raise up, like 2 shields. And then you go to training mode, tofu, auto fight. And then you just do that. Forever. Go do something else. And just kind of leave this open and go back and do another auto fight when you get the chance. The auto fight fights better than I do, so, it's not even a matter of laziness. It's actually even just better than me. So I did that to max out shield. Lance was already maxed out. In the process of all of this, I maxed out my defense. And I maxed out a couple other weapons too, like the trident, and the heavy hammer, and the cannon, and the comma. Not that comma, the other comma. And I think at this point we have every weapon in the game. Yeah, we have 2 of everything. I swear I think there's a way to get the things that, some of the bosses used, but I guess not. Like Gigantus, we have, the punch, the middle punch, and the big punch. Gigantus used, a friggin' giant punch or something. And then, man, I want that Lancer's lance. So anyway, so we can actually try out some of the other weapon types. Now, I didn't have a chance to max out all of these. I was thinking, oh man, I'll just max all of them out. It takes so long to max out a weapon. You can get one up to 50% pretty easily. But above 50%, you start getting 1% a fight. And then above 60, it's every other fight. And by the time you get up to 80, you just stop getting increases. It's something you get 1% every 10 fights. If you want to have some idea of how long it took me to max out 4 or 5 odd weapons here, just for the sake of showing them off for this, yeah, 10-15 fights for 1%. That's 200? Odd fights? For 1 weapon? Days. Took me days of just doing this in the background. I tried to find a way to speed the process up. I could not. I was even trying to freaking hack the game or something. I could not figure this crap out. Anyway, since we have pretty much every weapon in the game, let's take a quick look at what we have access to. So there are a handful of different weapon types. There's the punch, which we have here. There's the gun. There's the sword. There's the sucker, the shield, and the lance, and the hammer. There's also the shot, which is like the boomerang. And these are kind of everywhere for some reason. All the punches are lined up nice, the guns are lined up nice, and then you get 2 shots right here. 2 shots right here, and then the boomerang, which is another shot, is way over here. So I don't get the shot types. But anyway, take a quick look at them. So the punches actually do respectable damage. These all have 0% skill. I wanted to level up Big Punch too, to get a scale for that one, but sadly I couldn't. Ran out of time. And and I swear the more of these I had maxed, the slower the later ones were to max. Maybe that's the thing that happens, I don't know. But anyway, So there are 4 different types of punches. We have the punch, middle punch, big punch, and in general what you get is this is the weakest one, but the fastest one. This is kind of normal damage, normal speed, and this is hard but slow. And that's kind of the standard that you see for most weapons. And then there's usually kind of a gimmicky one, like the Tiki Arm here, which is, in its case, just unbelievably fast and unbelievably weak. Also, the smallest range. A number of people told me that Degree is the largest arc that the weapon can do, which I would believe, but there are still some oddities that I don't necessarily agree with. So that's what everybody's telling me it is, but I don't know, man. Anyway, so those are the punches. Punches also let you then pick up the crap and throw them. Then we have the guns, which comparatively do less damage. Like here, you got the big punch is 43, and the laser here is 23. So, notably less damage, but they are fast. All of them are fast. And they have a, well, you know, range, because it's a gun. So, we see here this is 14 minus 12, so this is less damage. So, bow gun is faster, but less damage. And then the laser gun is faster than both of them and more powerful, but it has less ammo. 16 ammo compared to 26 and 8. And then you get the large boy, the cannon, with by far the most damage, by far the slowest. 8 ammo. So there's your shot types. Keep 78 damage in mind, since we can compare this for later. The shot types I'll get back to. So the swords now, we have the sword, the battle axe, the kama, and the katana, and the dagger. So the swords there are 5 swords. So we have 28 and minus 4, 33 and minus 20, so it's stronger and slower. The katana, which is 35 minus 26, which is stronger and slower than the battle axe. And then the dagger, which is 19-0, it's the weakest and fastest of the bunch. The kama is hard to immediately compare, because I have the skill maxed out, so its power and speed have both increased dramatically. But I think it was stronger and slower than even the battle axe. So this is 76 damage, compared to 78. Like, it's a melee weapon instead of range, but that's good damage. Then we have the shot types, which... No, never mind, not the shot types. Real quick, the suckers, this is the one that grabs the enemy and pulls them towards you, they all do garbage damage. 11, 14, and 8. This 11 is kind of average all around. The sucker is more damage but slower, and the big hand is, and then the big mouth is the least damage but the fastest. Honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't use the big mouth. You don't use these for damage. Okay, then there are the 4 shields. We have shield, shield type B, the Talon, Terran, and the Buckler. So the regular shield at 19 minus 4. These also affect weight and defense, so defense is another one to keep in mind for these. So the regular shield is kind of the average one all around. The shield type B is more defense, more damage, slower. Fine by me, I kind of just used it for the defense boost, not actually to have a weapon. The Talon, Terran, is highest damage, very slow, no defense. The damage on this thing is kind of absurd, actually. It's better than most weapons. Very slow, though. And then you get the Buckler, which is another kind of weird all-rounder. Low damage, very fast, average defense increase. Then let's take a look at our lances. And note that the lance that I've been using, 100%, has 44 power. At 100%. This Talon has 42 power at 0%. So if it's felt at all like I've been doing no damage, that's why. The lance just has very, very low damage, but it's very fast. And it has good reach, which is mostly I've been using it to low damage poke everyone to death. If you want something even weaker and faster, that's the spear, and if you want something stronger and slower, that's the trident. 44 compared to 62. Then there are only 2 hammers in the game, the mace and the heavy hammer. And these work in much the same way on that this is good damage, average speed, very high damage, very slow. 112. 112! Silly. It does also have an absurd weight. Nothing weighs as much as that thing does. Which means you're going to be, except the big punch, it's close. Which means that's going to slow you down. And then our 5 shot types, which are all kind of weird. So the boomerang is 31 minus 5. So minus 5 is pretty good speed for a 0%. So 31 minus 5. Let's go find our other shot types here. So 31 minus 5. So this is a little bit less damage, a little faster. 33 minus 16, a little more damage, a little slower. So we've got our regular trifecta there. And then you come over here to the fire punch and the rocket punch. So the rocket punch is 24 minus 30, which is just kind of bad. And then the fire punch is 33-0, which is like, it's the highest damage shot type, and it's the fastest shot type. Like, fire punch is just kind of absurd. I hadn't taken the time to look at these before then, but I feel like this is another one that I genuinely would have liked to level up. I want to know what this thing is like at 100% skill, because it's probably friggin' broken as crap. But anyway, now that I've not really remembered how to play this game since it's been a while and me just watching auto fights instead, let's go ahead and pick something and go to town. So we're going to stick with the lance on the right because that's what I'm used to. And we can go with, let's say... I mostly leveled up the trident because I wanted to see what a higher damage lance was going to be like. And given that it's just 44 to 62, I almost don't feel like it's worth checking out. It's just going to be the same thing, but a little more powerful and a little slower. Let's go ahead and check out the Kama, though. I'm curious how a sword type is used. Now, another thing that I have not yet looked at least not too in-depth, is the information tab. Because a neat thing about the information tab is there's a stat here that is not shown anywhere else, which is fighting power at the bottom. I guess you could call that something like an overall, like there's the stats we usually see. This is all information that's on this one, just kind of formatted differently. But this is neat, because not only does it give you like their wins and losses, but it shows fighting power, which I think is a combination of your chassis your leg type, so like your weight and speed and everything built into that, as well as your skill with your weapons. I feel like in an ideal world, the weapons are all balanced the same, so I feel like fighting power will not change between weapons, it will only change between skill. But it does give a good kind of quick guess of how strong is this next opponent. And so last time we fought Metalhead at 560, Earthkill at 460, Buzz at 384, Gigantus at 1424. Kicked my butt. And then next up is Clyde at 720. So Clyde is not actually going to be anything to heck around with. And then there's me up here at 1632, because I think I'm the only thing in the game that has maxed out weapons and max defense. So anyway, next up is Clyde at 720. So Clyde coming in with the trident and the dagger, so we should be able to out-range him from the right. I don't know how the comma works, because I've not used a sword type. So let's just go die a couple times and see how this works. Can you play this game again? Holy heck. Okay, jump, stab, other stab. Got it. View change. Nope. Back up. Back up. Oh yeah, look at that. Actual damage. Holy heck. Oh! Wow, dude. Yeah, let's not. Alright, Clyde. So a neat thing about the ring out is most stages just have kind of a bottomless pit you fall in, except that one. I like how each time you fight him, you're actually in a different arena. That's not dictated by anything. Where are you? How am I not hitting him? Get him! Okay, so I don't think that Kama has a poke. It's not bad, though. It doesn't have a poke, but it's got that overhead instead. Okay, so after Clyde will be Natasha at 738. So Hammer and Punch. So Hammer actually is going to have range. That's that one. But that's a tiny punch. So we absolutely want to approach from Natasha's left side. We want to approach from our right.
Ready.
This thing does not have the range I'm used to. I feel like there's a fair number of times when I feel like I should have hit, and I don't. Really? Oh, at least I still have my charge. If you get knocked out of a super, you don't actually lose your super. Oh, I should have looked at their defense. Gotcha!
Wait.
Okay, so after Natasha and Clyde... Oh, Clyde jumped up, but Speedy is down here now. Okay, so Speedy. Speedy at 653. So Speedy is 653. He's got a shield and a punch. That doesn't actually seem dangerous, really. Very high defense, though. I think it's time we change arms. So, I've got the comma on the left. Let's go ahead and change to a trident on the trident on the right. And what was the other one that I leveled up? Cannon? Yeah, comma, cannon. Change it to the cannon and save the heavy mace for last. I feel like that'll be a good time. So this thing only has 8 ammo. I think if there's a guard button, I think you can, like, attack out of guard or something. Yeah. And that's the power of the cannon. I mean, that was a charge cannon. But that's the power of the cannon. Like, you have limited ammo, so you gotta make sure you line that crap up. Okay, save first. Okay, so that was Speedy, who's way down here now. So we have fought Natasha, Clyde, Afterburn at 909. Afterburn at 909. So, shield type B and fire punch. So that's a regular shield. Fire punch is something to be wary of, and pretty high defense. With that trident and cannon, though, trident is kind of slow. What's the speed on this thing? -8? What's the speed on the comma? +8. Power 76 versus 62. So they have that little bit more range. But if I've got a gun, then I may just go with the comma. Yeah, because I don't have to worry about them, like, out-poking me or anything. So you wait for your charge, and then you hit him with the charge rocket. Oh, he's a speedy. Or I just kill you with the comma. That's also a thing I can do. Gotcha. Cannonball to the face!
Wait.
Okay, so we had a little bit of fun today. I spent a lot of time going over weapons, but we had a lot of fun today, so I'm going to say until next time, everyone. I am excited to try out the mace.